Hi, welcome to our 60-minute yin vin flow. Today you are going to want with you a bolster, 2 blocks, and a blanket. Now you might use some of these things, you might use all of these things, doesn't matter. But if you don't have these things, you can still do the practice. A great replacement for a bolster is just a normal pillow off of your bed. I used that for years. Blocks, you are welcome to use thick, sturdy books, or even like a shoebox would work. For today's practice, they're mostly just gonna elevate our seat, so something that you can sit on and will give you a little support. You'll see here, even I don't have traditional yoga blocks. Mine are straight up pieces of wood. So get a little time, get all of your stuff gathered. The first half of class is going to be yin, so it'll be a little quieter. I'll lead us in and out of the poses, but then I'll be quiet. If you'd like some music in the background, I suggest putting that on. And then for the second half of class, we'll ease into more of a vinyasa flow, moving a little breath to movement. So grab your stuff and we will get started on our back body. So starting in a reclined butterfly, you are welcome here to remove all of your props as you saw me do, or it can feel good to have a bolster under your knees, or you can put both of those blocks under your knees supporting you here. So just noticing if this feels like too much of an intense hip opener, especially to start our class, putting some supports under your knees can help ease that. If still that's too intense, you're welcome to bring soles of the feet to the mat, knees knocked together for broken bridge. It's giving yourself some time here first to soften or close your eyes. Check in with the natural rhythm of your breath. And allow yourself to settle into the pose. Throughout practice, if your mind starts to wander, it can sometimes be helpful to bring your thoughts back to your breath. Maybe counting your inhale and your exhale. Just finding something that helps you ground back on your mat. Bringing awareness back to your breath. Not rushing it, just noticing your next few rounds of inhales and exhales. Taking time to wait for your next exhale. Then you can gently use your hands to bring your soles of the feet to the mat, knees together. Then we'll do a few windshield wipers here, just allowing the knees to drop heavy from side to side, working out that low back. Just some gentle movement here. Then pausing in stillness with your knees pointed to the sky when that feels complete for you. Inhale, lift that right leg towards the sky, pointing sole of the foot up towards the sky. Then bend right knee. Can rest your right ankle over your left knee for reclined figure 4. Or if you'd like to go a little deeper, sliding that ankle so knees stack, almost like when you're seated in a chair. Then pulling the knees towards your chest. Hands can come to ankles or outsides of the feet for reclined shoelace. Again, settling in, finding the pose that works for you. Reminder, you can always come back to reclined figure 4. That works just as well. Maybe taking some time here as we start class to set some intentions for this practice. It can be something as simple as I am here. Just reminding ourselves we're focusing on this right now, not jumping forward to our to-do list for the day. It can be something along the lines of, I'm thankful for my body. Really feeling into not what the poses look like, but what your body is able to do for you. Little yogi nugget for the day. You're welcome to take it and set an intention. Or if that's not for you, you can just release it. That's totally cool too. Giving yourself time and permission here to move slowly. Gently release that grip. Left sole of the foot to the mat. Right leg uncrosses. Just a few windshield wipers to each side. Then preparing for the other side. Right sole of the foot presses into the mat. Left leg extends up towards the sky. And then pausing in figure 4, left ankle crossed over right knee, or sliding a little deeper into that reclined shoelace, pulling the knees towards the chest. Hands can be on calves or ankles or outside edges of the feet. Taking time to find the shape on this side of your body. Reminder, it might be totally different than the other side, and that is completely normal. Allowing your body to move slowly, releasing any grip you may have. Soles of the feet back to the mat. You can pull your knees gently in towards your chest. Maybe here, just taking a few circles with your knees, and feeling a gentle massage in that low back. And taking the knees in the opposite direction. Then when you're ready, making your way to a comfortable seated position. You can rock up. However you get there is fine. Yoga doesn't always have to be beautiful. We'll hop into a malasana squat. So finding a block or two, whatever feels most supportive under your seat. Finding that height that feels good allows you to sink into the squat, but isn't causing you any pain. Elbows can be pressed into knees. Knees, gentle pressure back into the elbows, but keeping your weight mostly on the block and on the outside edges of your feet so your knees aren't knocking in. We'll breathe here for a few moments. If this doesn't feel good or isn't accessible in your body, you're welcome to take a seated butterfly. That's also a great option right here for opening the hips. Once you find the squat that feels best for you, you can allow your eyes to soften or close. Bringing awareness back to your breath. Allowing that natural rhythm to continue at its own pace. And then you can gently release your hands. We'll remove that block for straddle. This one, taking your time to get set up. I prefer a blanket under my seat, so we will be here for a little longer. If you're seated on your mat in the traditional sense, where you're facing forward, it might feel good to come to this side so you can have the mat under your heels. And then this is where it gets into some architecture. Bringing any blocks or maybe even the bolster. I like to create a little shelf so I can walk my hands forward, rest my forearms here. Reminder in yin, you're coming to about 70% of your edge, so finding that edge and then backing away so we can get a little deeper into that tissue. Finding what works for you, then allowing yourself to settle in. If straddle feels like too much with the supports in front of you, you're welcome to bring the soles of your feet to the mat, bringing a little more bend to your knees. And you might put another block here just to lift your forearms a little bit higher. That's a beautiful way to come into straddle. Whatever feels best for you. Listening to your body, taking the time to play around with different props and different poses. And then once you find what's right for you for today, softening or closing your eyes and allow yourself to settle into this stillness. Reminding yourself it's okay to move slowly here. Start to gently lift your heart out of the pose, maybe walking your hands in closer towards your body. Bringing first soles of the feet to the mat. You can remove any props that are in front of you. Then extend your legs long for staff pose. Giving a few gentle bounces here. Just almost pedaling out the legs after that saddle stretch or straddle stretch. And then making your way to an easy seat. You can keep the blanket under your seat, or it might feel good to have the bolster to sit on. And whatever feels best for you. Prefer a little more space, a little higher seat. So whichever foot's more comfortable in front. Hands can start here on the knees. And we'll be here for a little shorter time. We'll bring first the right hand over the top of our head towards that left ear. And then using that for gentle pressure, encourage your right ear towards your right shoulder. Not pulling or forcing anything. Just finding a little openness in the side of that neck. You can play with your chin position to find what feels best for you. Once you've found it, just allowing your eyes to soften or close. Taking some time here. Allowing yourself to wait for another inhale. Use that inhale to gently release your hand back to the knee, neck back to a neutral spot. Switching the legs that are in front, so now maybe more of an awkward seat. Maybe gently nodding your head here. You can turn your head side to side. And then coming to stillness for the other side. This time left hand reaches over top of the head towards that right ear. Gently encouraging left ear to left shoulder. Using the hand there just as some simple pressure. No forcing, no wrenching of anything. Allowing the eyes to soften or close here once more. When you're ready, gently removing that top hand, hand back to the knee, coming back to that neutral spine. Be nodding your head yes, or shaking it no. And then making our way to a toe squat position. This may feel good to have a blanket under your knees. In fact, if this is your first time doing the pose, I suggest it no matter what. A little more cushion here. And then toe squat, in other practices, you've probably heard it referred to as plantar stretch, where you tuck your toes and you sit back on your heels. For this, remember, because we're only coming to 70% of our edge, this may be too much. So you're welcome to take your block. You can put that under your seat, whatever way is most comfortable, giving yourself a little more support here. Or if that still doesn't feel like you're 70%, can keep those toes tucked and stand on the knees. So playing around here to find whatever feels best for you. I need to readjust my block. And then once you're in that toe stretch, bring your arms to cow arms. You may have gotten there quicker than me. That took some time. So right arm will come overhead. Left hand's coming up your back. Almost like you're reaching as if you had a braid or a ponytail hanging down your back. Then top hand reaches for those fingertips. Maybe fingertips touch. Maybe you can clench. Maybe you're just reaching. Totally fine wherever you are. Just opening, finding a little openness in that chest. Breathing here. This will be a shorter pose. A little more intense, but taking your time. Waiting for your next exhale, and then releasing your hands, come to standing on your knees. Can untuck the toes here for a moment, giving yourself a little breather, almost in a Tadasana, palms facing forward, hands released. Then sinking back down for plantar stretch on the other side. This time, right hand comes behind low back. Left arm reaches to the sky. And then reaching towards that opposite hand. So again, maybe you're just reaching. Maybe your fingertips touch. Maybe you can clasp. You'll notice this side's a little tighter for me. So just finding whatever version feels best for you. Allows you to open that chest. If it becomes too intense in the soles of your feet, always welcome to lift to standing on the knees. Just embracing a few more rounds of breath here. Next exhale, lifting out of it. Palms face forward, toes untuck. Then you can remove any block if you had it there. Come to seated on the heels with toes untucked. It's called our thunderbolt pose. Just a little counter stretch here before sinking into child's pose. So keeping your toes untucked, coming to hips to heels, walking your hands forward. You're welcome to have knees as close together or as wide apart as feels good. If child's pose doesn't feel accessible for you, you are welcome to bring a blanket behind your knees. That can give a little more cushion, makes it feel a little bit more accessible. Or you can even bring that bolster or pillow in front of you lengthwise and allow yourself to hang heavy here. Finding whatever feels best for you. Again, take your time. Yin, you get to move slowly, you get to play around with different poses that feel good. And then once you find it, just settling into that stillness. Returning to your breath. Gift yourself 3 more full rounds of breath in this pose. And once that's complete for you, rocking yourself forward, pressing up to a tabletop position. Starting to move a little closer, breath to movement. We'll inhale for cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale for cat, round your spine, tuck your chin. Keeping that natural pace of our breath, but now incorporating movement with it. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale to round the spine. Inhale, gaze drifts up. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Walk your hands forward, about a handprint. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Taking a few moments here to maybe pedal out your dog. Bending one knee and then the other. Can encourage your heels towards the mat. Press into all 10 fingers. Hips reaching towards the sky. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Pressing that left heel towards the mat. Keeping the toes flexed on that right foot. Breathe here. Next, exhale, gently return right foot to the mat. Rock forward to plank. Hold here. Inhale, puff up the back of the heart. Feeling your strength in this position, you're welcome to come to your knees. One more round of breath. Next, exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Right heel encouraged towards the mat. Left toes still flexed. Pressing into all 10 fingers. Next, exhale, gently return left foot back to the mat. Rock forward to plank. Maybe plank on the toes, maybe plank on the knees. Breathing here first. Puff up the back of your heart. Next, exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, generous bend to the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, half lift, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, forward fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, reach to the sky, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale for locust, everything lifts. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Be here for 5 rounds of breath. You're welcome to take tabletop or child's pose. Again, checking in with your body. What would feel best for it today? If you're not in down dog, making your way there. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the hands forward and up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale for cobra, hands under shoulders. Lift the heart just as high as feels good. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back, heels reaching towards the mat. Maybe you're in tabletop. Maybe you're in child's pose. Finding what works for you. If you're not in downward dog, making your way there. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach as tall as you have today. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat, elbows squeeze in. Inhale for locust, cobra, or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Maybe you're in tabletop, maybe you're in child's pose. If you're not in down dog, making your way there. Use your entire inhale to raise your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your right foot. You can have heels on the mat, maybe toes splay off the edge for lizard. Breathing here. If you need some more space, can lift your chest by bringing your block under your hands. Gives you a little more accessibility in the pose. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you are welcome to bring your forearms to that block. That is not always available in my body. Breathing here. Knee stays tucked in towards that shoulder. Left heel pressing towards the back wall. Inhale to lift your heart a little more. Exhale, bring left foot up for Malasana. Sinking down into your Malasana squat. I once read that if you stay here for a minute every day, it'll solve all the problems in your life. I can't prove that, but I don't want to go against it. We won't be here for a minute though. Breathing just once more. Inhale, lift your heart a little higher. Exhale, plant your hands. Step left foot back first, back to that lizard. Then right foot back for downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale, heels reach towards the mat. Exhale, hips reach a little higher. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your left foot. Toes can be a little off the mat, heel on the mat. Finding your lizard. Maybe you use the block to create a little more space. Keep pressing that back heel towards the back wall. Keep pressing your back thigh towards the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, right foot comes up for Malasana, sinking into your pose here. Elbows press into knees, knees press into elbows, going as deep as feels good in your body. It might look a little more like this, and that's okay. Finding what works for you. Lifting your heart. Plant your hands, step right foot back first, lizard. Left foot back to meet right, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step right foot back. Inhale to lift to crescent. Pressing that right heel towards the back wall. Bend into that front knee. Fingertips lift, but notice if you're holding any extra tension, trying to pull your shoulders up to your ears. Create a little space there. Inhale, fingertips lift. Exhale for cactus. Pull your elbows down, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Gaze can be in front of you as you flow with your breath, or you can bring gaze towards the sky. Noticing how that feels in your body. Does it change anything with your balance? One more round wherever you are. Pausing with your fingers extended. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step right or left foot back to meet right. Inhale and plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale for locust, cobra, or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold through. Plant your hands, left foot steps back this time. Finding your base for crescent and then lifting fingertips towards the sky. Again, taking time to feel out your pose. When you're ready, inhale, fingertips lift. Exhale for cactus arms, squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lift the heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, pulling down. Few more rounds working with your breath. Really focusing on extending the fingertips and then squeezing your elbows down. 2 more rounds wherever you are. Pausing with fingertips lifted. Hands to the mat. Step right foot back to meet left. Inhale in your plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale for locust, cobra, or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Back foot spins parallel to the short edge of the mat. Inhale in your warrior two. Next inhale, palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm overhead, back arm to your leg. Inhale, extended side angle. Left arm overhead, right arm on right thigh. Inhale, back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Toes turn to face long edge of the mat. Arms come to cactus, heels in, sink down into goddess. Finding your pose here first. Inhale, we'll open the arms up wide. Exhale, pull your hands together for prayer. Inhale to open. Exhale for prayer. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, prayer. Once more. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, back to prayer. Straighten your legs. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk your hands, turn your toes back to the top of your mat. Step right foot back to meet left. Inhale and plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Warrior two on the other side. Press into the blade edge of that back foot. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Back arm can be on the leg or low back. Inhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to left thigh. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Turn your toes, heels in. Ooh, sink down for goddess. Almost falling is optional. Inhale to open your heart. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Working with your breath, keeping that integrity in your low body. So pressing into your heels, keeping those hips down. Once more, inhale to open. Exhale, pull back for prayer. Straighten your legs, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk your hands, turn your toes back to the top of the mat. Step left foot back to meet right. Inhale in your plank. Use your entire exhale to lower to the mat. Untuck the toes, elbows come under your shoulders. Lift your heart for Sphinx. Hands can be at the mat here, or maybe they clasp in front of you. Lifting your heart while allowing your low body to relax. If this is too intense on your back, you can stack your forehead on top of your hands. Be here for just a few more moments. If you'd like to come deeper into a back bend, can bring your hands out at a 45-degree angle. Press into your palms for seal. If that does not feel good in your low back, just come right back down. But taking a few more moments here. Finding what feels best for you. The next exhale, lower your elbows if they're lifted. Press into your hands, hips back for child's pose. Inch your hands forward just a little bit more to open those shoulders. Allow your forehead to hang heavy here. Next round of breath, gently walking your hands in to lift your body back to a seated position. Come to Janu Shashasana. I'll stay facing this way. So we'll leave left leg extended. Pull right sole of the foot into the inside of your left thigh. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, walk your hands down your legs, hinging from your hips, then allowing your spine to round when it says it's time to do so. Hands can pause at your calf, your ankle, or your toes. Whatever feels best for you here. Option to stay here, or you can play around with walking your hands towards the outside of your extended leg. Brings a gentle stretch. You might feel that in the outside of your low back. If that doesn't feel good, you can just come right back to straight on Janu Shirshasana. Few more rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, gently bring your hands back in towards your body, lifting your heart. Then extend right leg long. Left sole of the foot comes into the inside of that right thigh. Lift your heart first, then hinge from your hips, walking your hands down to ankle, maybe toes. It doesn't matter where you reach on your leg, just feeling into that sensation in your body. Again, on this side, if you want to take your hands to the outside of your right leg, you can try that gentle twist here. If that doesn't feel good in your body, coming right back to center. Next round of breath, gently walk those hands back in towards your body. Lift your heart. Soles of the feet can come to the mat, and you'll want your block somewhere near the middle of your mat. So we lower down to our back body. Knees point towards the sky. Then lift our hips high enough, just enough to slide the block under your sacrum. So it's supporting your low back, but it's not pinching your low back. So wherever you feel that support, whatever height feels best for you for supported bridge. Hands can be on the mat with palms face up or on your belly, whatever feels best for you. If you'd like a little deeper opening in the front of your hips, can walk your heels forward so you extend your legs long in this supported bridge, feeling that openness along the front part of your hip bones. If that causes any extra pinching or stress in your low back though, just walk your heels back in. If your heels are extended, using your next round of breath to walk them back in towards your body. Then lifting your hips just high enough to remove that block. Lower your hips to the mat. Knees come in towards your chest. Soles of the feet press towards the sky. You can reach your hands towards your feet for happy baby. Maybe you grasp the outside edge of your foot. Maybe the heel or the back of your thighs. Wherever your hands are that feels most comfortable for you, it's giving your body that same shape. Next round of breath, bring both your knees towards your chest. Extend left leg long, heel rests on the mat. Right knee hugs in towards your chest, and then gently guide it over towards the left side of your body. Right arm can be at a T or a cactus shape. Gaze can drift over that right shoulder as you soften or close your eyes. Finding a twist that feels good for you here. Next round of breath, guide yourself back towards center. Full soles the feet on the mat for a moment. Then right leg extends long. Left knee hugs in towards the chest before guiding it to the right side of our body. Left hand can be at a T or a cactus shape. Allowing the eyes to soften or close. Next round of breath, bring yourself back towards center. You can hug both knees in towards your chest. Maybe bring your forehead up to your knees, a little yogi hug. And then extend into Shavasana. Feet extend long. Arms by your side body. Palms face up. Reminder is we have all these props around. Do what you need to take care of yourself. Shavasana might feel better with a bolster under your knees that can relieve some low back pressure. It can also feel really nice to cover yourself with a blanket or even just put it over your feet. Take time to find your pose. Then allow yourself to be heavy here. Allow yourself to take up space. And most importantly, allow yourself to rest. This pose is just as important as anything else we did today. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. body can remain still. If it's available to you and it feels good today, you're welcome to stay in this state of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, bring awareness back to your breath first, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, then maybe scrunching your face and releasing it, or wiggling your fingers and toes. Start to bring some gentle movement back to the body. When you're ready, make your way to a fetal position on whichever side feels better for you. Pausing there for a moment, then gently pressing yourself back to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can stay softened or closed here as you relish these last few moments. Thanking yourself for honoring your body with movement and with rest today. We'll close with a collective round of breath. Inhale, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community. That was a beautiful practice. Go have a fantastic day.